Hey friends, it's UrsulasRevenge and welcome back to Star Stable. Today we are going to talk all about the new planting and gardening feature that is part of Path of Terra. We're going to talk about all the things you need to know to unlock it and also grow some special secret flowers. Let's get into it. So just like the other two paths of magic, in order to access the Path of Terra modules, you're going to go ahead and click the Mother Stone in the middle of Valedale and navigate to the middle tab, which is Path of Terra. To actually unlock gardening is the very first feature under level 1. If you click that, it says Valedale Gardens. Talk with Gaia to learn more about how the Path of Terra guides its followers to tend to the earth. This will unlock access to the Valedale Gardens. And Gaia is the NPC right here by the storage area. So if you unlock that first, she's going to take you through a quest that will show off the Valedale Gardens. And I believe it unlocks these first 3 garden blocks here. But as you can see, I have a lot more planted than the starter plots that she gives you, and that's because you have more areas to unlock the further down the path you go. So for example, at level 2, Overflowing Earth, you can expand the Valedale Gardens to gain access to more land to plant in. And then once you get to level 3, this is where things get really interesting. So if you click the sprout that is under level 3, you of course have to unlock level 1, the 2 items in level 2, and then the first one in level 3. You'll unlock fantastical plants and how to grow them. Talk to Gaia to learn more about rare plants. This will unlock the chance to grow new plants. Now previously, and you can see in my garden here, I have planted rubia, moss, bee balm, chamomile, pretty much all of the things that you can just find growing around Jorvik, but you might have spotted that I have a couple of special other flowers. So as you can see, for example, here in my bee balm and my chamomile, I have special pink flowers growing out of them. Those are called Lumopetal, and well, we're going to talk about that. We also have over here in this flax, a flower called Druid Sorrow. That is the second special flower that you'll be able to unlock after level 3 of the Druid path. Now, how you unlock these is actually very specific. In the tutorial, Gaia will mention that if you plant bee balm and chamomile, you do have a chance to get the Lumopetal. And then she pretty much leaves it up to you to figure out the rest of the combinations. Right now, as a community, we know 4 combinations. For Lumopetal, we know that it is chamomile and bee balm, as well as moss and rubia. And you can see I even got 3 on this side. That's pretty cool. For Druid Sorrow, the main combinations are flax and chamomile, and flax and bee balm. Now, at the moment, I don't know of any other combinations that can get you either of these 2 flowers. Right now, these are the only 2 special flowers that you can actually unlock by doing these combinations. But to be fair, having 2 combinations for each is enough to get as many flowers as you really need. Of all of these combinations, flax, chamomile, and bee balm are used equally the most. So the only downside to this is actually just having way too much chamomile, flax, and bee balm. But I mean, you will be using them to craft other recipes, so it's not too bad to have extra. So one thing that wasn't really clear when it came to the tutorial is where you could plant these flowers. I originally thought that you could only plant them in the middle section, but I mean, we have proof that if you grow them next to each other in any of these planters, either along the walls, the back wall, or these ones in the center here, no matter what combination you plant them in, so long as they are adjacent to a plant that they can essentially breed with, and grow additional flowers, kind of like Animal Crossing flowers. So long as they're within the square and like diagonally cross-pollinating, you'll be able to get these special flowers, though it is by a chance. I will say I did not use any of the special fertilizers for these, and that's how many flowers I got. So, I mean, I have a lot here. It's actually a pretty lucky yield. I did not plant enough Druid Sorrow, but that's because I had more Druid Sorrow than I currently need right now. But let's go talk about the things that you can make with the 2 special flowers. So over on the rightmost crafting table, you can use the Lumopetal to craft happy hoof treats, and these are the treats that are going to increase your horse's mood so that you don't have to go to a vet. This is a pretty expensive recipe requiring 4 Lumopetals, 4 rubia, 6 flax, and 6 chamomile. So it's a good thing that you are growing those extra flowers, but that 4 Lumopetal is pretty pricey, I'm not gonna lie. And over on the left crafting table, you're going to use your Druid Sorrow for double yield fertilizer. The double yield fertilizer is pretty aptly named. It's supposed to double the yield of one of your plants that you use it on when you plant it. I actually double checked to see if there was any other recipes that I could unlock, and I did find that I was able to unlock the fast growth fertilizer, which also uses a Lumopetal. So you'll be using these special flowers for more than just those 2 recipes that I showed. At the moment, now that I've turned in as much as I could, I'm only missing 2 more recipes. Those are the travel dust recipe and the glow get my stuff recipe, and both of those are pretty top tier and honestly really useful, so I would not be surprised if Lumopetal and Druid Sorrow would be used for both of these. Now when it comes to actually harvesting and planting these special flowers, like I've mentioned, you'll just have to plant the combinations next to each other in any of the planter beds. I find that doing them diagonally in this sort of front little oval sections actually helps pretty well, because this way one of your plants is always touching 2 at least that it can essentially cross-pollinate with. The middle ones, they got 3. That's pretty good. So let's just go ahead and harvest some of these. As you can see, harvesting them is the same as harvesting any other flower. You just click it and they both go into your inventory. And then as far as sowing of plants, basically you choose which plant you want to plant, and then if you want to use a fertilizer, you can if you have them in your inventory. I've actually planted the wrong plant here, so I'm just going to go ahead and dig it out. The only downside is that I will lose the 1 seed that I planted, but they're pretty abundant, so I don't really mind. The other nice thing about this garden is that you can log out and not come back for months, and your plants will still be fine. They're not going to rot or wilt or do anything. You can just come back and pick back up right where you ended off. The last thing that I want to leave you with is additional tips and tricks on how to get a little bit more light by using the Path of Terra feature. I know it seems counterintuitive to spend light in order to earn light, but I do highly recommend getting the level 2 features of light from bee balm and flax rubia, moss, jute, and chamomile, all these bottom ones in the level 2 section, because anytime you collect any of those flowers around the world of Jorvik, I believe they give you 5 light each. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you get a little bit tired running around Hollow Woods looking for the fireflies, if it's getting a little stale for you, it's nice to take a break and just run around the rest of Jorvik while collecting these as you go. Because you're getting the materials that you need to craft with, but you're also collecting light, and honestly, it stacks up quite a bit. I kind of did a little bit of a light experiment where I left Hollow Woods. I pretty much spent all of my light. I had 4 left. And I kind of just ran around for about an hour, just doing championships, running from place to place, doing kind of the Pharaoh's delivery quest, just maybe for about an hour or 2 hours. And I racked up almost 2,000 light just collecting all of the plants as I went. I have no idea how I did it, but it really, for not that much running around, or at least it didn't feel like a lot of running around, I did rack up a ton of light without even being in Hollow Woods. So if you're struggling getting light and you don't really want to stay in Hollow Woods to get that light, definitely try running around. Unlock these pretty early on, and it's a great way to get light without actually being in Hollow Woods and feeling like you're grinding. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but they've actually added a bunch more spawn locations for all of those collectible flowers all around Jorvik. The only place I haven't checked yet, honestly, is Dino Valley, because I kind of figured, why would anything grow in the snow? Which I know is kind of flawed, but I mean, I think maybe Rubia at least would probably be up there. But I mean, I was running around Epona and I found a bunch of stuff that wasn't there previously, so we're able to actually find these collectibles in a lot more places than we used to be able to find them. Well, anyways, that is this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to check out other videos like this. I do try to cover every Wednesday update. Leave a comment if you found any other flower combinations to get either the Lumopetal or the Druid Sorrow. I don't think there's a third magical flower, but you know, if there is and I've missed it, please let me know. I'm doing my best to get as much information to you guys as I come across it. As you can tell, I'm still not completely done with Path of Terra, so I haven't learned everything that there is to learn about it, but I think I pretty much got it here. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Bye!